How's it going, everybody? My name's Creekstain. Today we're going to be taking a look at this stone. It's a brand new stone. I've never looked at it. We're going to go over it for the first time together. Let's see what we see. So the first thing that pops out to me is this shape. I can see an eye and a mouth. You know, the nose would be here. This is an ear. And it kind of looks like maybe it's like a cow or a bull. Sometimes you'll see that ear with a dog, but I'm going to say that's like a cow, if you can see the nostril and the nostril. So that stands out right away at first to me. I usually look at the outside perimeter shape and then work my way in. You can see that common nose shape right there. Nostril 1, nostril 2, that would be the frown. The eye right there and right in there. There's also a face on this ear. That's the nose right there. You can see the slight detail for the eyes. Eye 1, eye 2, nose, mouth would be down here. You can barely see it. These things are old. They're eroded away. Here's another nose. That common nose shape we all see. Okay, so now it looks like a ram with the nose here, the eye here, and the horn going back. Okay? I also see an eye right there and a nose there, and this as the ear. There's also a face right there with the eye, and the nose, mouth. So there's kind of a big face right there with a small face in it. So let's flip it this way and see what we see. Right away, big mammoth ear, eye, trunk coming down in that signature swoop. We got an opposing mammoths. Eye, ear, trunk coming down, front leg. So you got one mammoth facing that way, one mammoth facing that way. There you can see that angle of the trunk. So that's what I see that way. What else do we see? Kind of a face poking out right there. A little bit at an angle. Eye, nose, mouth. I see a face facing left on this end. There's a Z or some lines, symbols. See those? Let's take a look at it this way. Right away I can see an eye, a nose. This would be the mouth, that crack. There's another set of eyes right there. You see them? They're looking right at you. Eye, nose, mouth. So you really got to play with the shadows. If you're not seeing it like this, take the light away. You see that? Nothing really shows up because the light's washing it out. So what you want to do is you want to dim that light. You want to find the right angle. You see how much that changes things? Now I can see a big face there with the two eyes and a nose and an open mouth. You see that? I would have never saw that if I didn't tilt it down and play with the light. Manipulate the light and shadows. Let's see what else we see. I see a small face right there when I tilt it. Two eyes and nose, mouth, chin. Let's see what we see this way. See a small face popping out right there. I see some symbols running through there, maybe a word. This looks like a nose to me. 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. So that's just one side. There's a mammoth, the round part for the eye, the ear going back, trunk coming down. That's just one side. See, even I get confused. I said the mammoth twice. There's, but if you look, you're going to find faces. There's a face looking at you. See the one eye, maybe the 2 eyes, the nose, the mouth. You got to check every edge. Every edge. There's a face right there. There's another one up there. Every edge, every angle. That's the art. It's the most insane flippable 3D art. Look at that. Is that a lion? Looking right at you. Looks like a lion's nose, his mouth. He's got an eye. These things are crazy. So that's just kind of one side flipped. There's another face there I can see with the 2 eyes, the nose, the mouth. Let's go to this other side, but just make sure to check all your edges. I see an eye there. This would be the forehead coming down to the nose. Maybe that's a lion. It looks like hair, like puffy hair. Excuse me, puffy hair. So there's a mammoth again. There's your eye. Trunk coming down. I may have said that already. So there's a big face with the eye, nose, and mouth. Looks like another face right there. And you could probably use that as an eye. And a nose and a mouth. With kind of the whole head coming right there. There's another eye. There's the other eye, the right eye. There's a hidden face right in there. It's really tough to see, but you can see an eye, nose, mouth. Another small face right there. When I hold it like that, that makes an eye and a beak, a bird tail. So that's a bird right there. Big bird. Now maybe you guys can see it a little bit better. Has to be at that right angle though. So everything's just about getting it at the right angle, making sure the lighting is right. That kind of looks like an eye, nostril, mouth, maybe a horse. Now I'm kind of getting a gorilla feel with the 2 eyes, the nostrils, the mouth, the back coming down, and then the butt, the big legs coming down. I'm getting that gorilla feel. Definitely see an eye there, and maybe a nose. Not sure what they're trying to depict. Maybe that ram again. It kind of looks like a horn coming back. I think we talked about this eye. We talked about that way. Let's maybe this way we need to look at yet. So I see a mammoth. There's the ear coming down. You've got the eye right there. The trunk coming down. Front paw right there. And the body and butt coming back. I also kind of see a face there with 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. There's probably a lot more. I probably missed quite a bit. You guys might find some stuff I didn't say. Some of the stuff I say you might find it hard to see. I kind of see a human face like that. This is the eye, the nose. Mouth would be down here. Yeah, that's just the art. They're nuts. Every which way you flip, you're going to find something. And you're going to find a lot of mammoths, a lot of birds, a lot of human faces. Look how that just stands out. To some people, it doesn't stand out. But to me, it's right there. I mean, I can draw it if I needed to draw it, I could. He's got a smirk. You can follow that line all the way up. But it might be tough. There's a face hanging off there. See it there? The eye, the nose, the mouth. See, the more you look, the more you find. Now we're back on that ram with the eye, the nose, and the horn going back. That could be also a snake. It's a face. It's an ear. An ear this way and an ear this way. You know, when I look at it this way, it reminds me of that open-mouthed dog depiction that we see a lot with the nose and the ear and the eye and the big open mouth, like right here, coming back into here. That's the left side of his mouth. So this is the open part. They didn't take the space away, but they kind of carved it. But that's what I see on this, and I'm going to find more. I didn't really check out the edges. They really take a lot of time. And not only that, over time, your eyesight is going to get better. As you study the art, you're going to get more familiar with the styles and the motifs. So, as you get better, as your eyes get better, it's always a good idea to go back and revisit your pieces. You know, leave them out laying on a desk like this. Set them out randomly in your house where it's not going to piss off your significant other. So you can catch them at different angles and different lighting conditions. And, you know, that's what I do with my head scratchers. If I have one that I have no idea what it is, I'll just set it somewhere and it'll pop out. I'll just glance at it every once in a while I'm doing something throughout the house, and it stands out, sometimes from 10 or 15 feet away. And I also want to make note that distance is a huge factor. Sometimes you can be up too close. Sometimes I've noticed watching other people's videos, sometimes I'll pull my phone away and then I'll see it. If I pull my phone away from my face and extend my arm all the way out, then I can see it. Sometimes when it's really up close, it's really hard to see. Yeah, you can see the super fine details and the real small faces, but it's really hard to see what's actually going on with the stone. While I got you here, I want to talk about this piece because I found some new things on it, and I'm really happy about it. So if you can't see, there's the eye, the nose, the mouth. As you can see, it does balance on its own. I'll pick it up here. So I want you to kind of see that. Maybe I can back out a little. There. That'll give you a little bit better view. Now, I've had this for a long time. I've looked at it a lot. And I just noticed that this guy's eye is a baby mammoth eye. So you've got the eye, the trunk coming down, and this crack kind of separates and makes that paw. You guys see that? Baby mammoth. So anytime you see a baby mammoth, there's going to be a full-grown mammoth on it as well. And if you look, you've got the eye, the ear coming back, the signature swoop of the trunk coming down. It ends right there. You guys see that? So I was pretty excited about that, because it wasn't about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, I just found that bird on there. So everywhere you look, you're gonna find stuff. And another general rule of thumb is if you see an image, flip it, and you'll see another one. And that's how you know they're authentic. Check out this mammoth. You see the white for the eye? White for the eye, ear. It's even got the striations like an ear would. Trunk coming down. Basic shape, eye, ear, trunk coming down. Could also be that. But I believe they were making a mammoth. Look at that eye. Trunk coming down. Okay, so a lot of pieces that I didn't think were mammoths or had mammoths on them. They're mammoths. Look at this one. So if this is the eye, trunk coming down, signature swoop. You're going to see that swoop so much. It's going to drive you crazy. It's also, I can also see the face there with the 2 eyes and the nose and the mouth. But it's definitely a mammoth trunk as well. I don't know why there are so many mammoths. The people that hunted them were plentiful. That's all I can deduce. I mean, there were a ton. You get to looking at your pieces, they are mammoths. This is even a mammoth. Signature swoop, the ear. There's the eye. Signature swoop coming down. This one's really weird because it's red brick. Now, who was making mammoths when there was red brick? I found this at the river. So they were making this art after red brick. Does anyone know when the first red brick was made? Commercially? I have no idea who made the first bricks. I know they were smart enough to make bricks. I know that's a red brick. It's very light. I could snap it in half if I wanted to and scratch and gouge it. It'd be a super easy material to carve. Now let's look at this tool for a minute. Do you see that face right here above my left thumb? Now do you see like the prehistoric bird? Geode for the eye, beak. The rest of his head is here. Okay? Now if you look, it's 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. But if you look this way, now the geode's the eye, and the nose is there. coming down to the chin. This could be mistaken for an eye as well. So, if anyone is telling you that they did not put the art on tools, they're lying. Here is proof. Here's the evidence. This is a scraper. Okay, do you see how it would fit? Right there. The indentation is right there. It locks in. This entire edge has been serrated. And not only that, it's got a built-in stopper with a face on it. But it's like a stopper, so you can't go too far and ruin the hide. It leaves just a little bit of meat, and then they take it off later. Or it takes off just the right amount of meat and doesn't destroy the hide. But I mean, that face right there is popping out plain as day. I'd also venture to say it's a bear face facing left. Human face. You can see human faces in there. There's a nose. Another face up there. So a lot of times that you might be going, well, it wasn't even used. There's no wear use. It's still sharp. And the reason for that is because when they would bury a loved one, they would find those pristine pieces with the geodes, and they would spend the time to really make them good and adorn them because they were being buried with them. They were for the afterlife. Okay? That's what they were made for. So if you find tools and they're not being and they haven't been used, they don't have signs of wear, they were a ceremonial burial piece that they made for that person for their afterlife, to be buried with and use in their afterlife. There would be no use on them. They were brand new. Okay, I don't know if this one has use. I just know it's a scraper and it's got images. Okay? Every tool I have has images. You have to think, if they were good enough to do it on normal rocks that would be a charm or an amulet, of course they would do it with their tools. It's ornamentation in design. It's no different than architecture or fencing today. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling on. I think we've kind of touched on a lot. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. That's all I got for you. Have a good one. Let's look at this one more time. Okay, now we'll see you later. Take care.